Hello and welcome to my series, Strategy Briefs. I'm Dr. Justin Barclay, and I'm an Assistant Professor of Strategy for the Jack Welch Management Institute. For this call, we'll be exploring the idea of strategy portfolios. Strategy portfolios are the collection of strategic initiatives your firm is currently managing in an effort to meet its overall strategy. At the center of this call, and the basis of discussion on this very topic at JWMI, is the sheer fact that no one successful company out there is winning with a single, solitary strategic initiative. Yes, you will have one guiding destination and one overarching strategy, but you will not take just one action to get there. Recognizing this, we look to certain industry best practices for managing our portfolio of initiatives, ways to get them all on one map, and to keep track of the varying levels of uncertainty, of growth potential, of resource allocation necessary to keep marching ahead on all fronts. Examples of this include the famed BCG growth share matrix, which BCG itself has noted can allow businesses to strike the right balance between the exploitation of mature businesses and the exploration of new businesses to secure future growth. We also have the 2x2 prioritization matrix common among strategy consultants, with the size of opportunity on one axis and ease of capture on the other. Finally, a more current example is the opportunity portfolio from Professors McGrath and McMillan, which is market uncertainty on one axis and execution uncertainty on the other. So with these approaches in mind, let's actually talk about what this looks like in practice. To help us explore this further, I have a very special guest with me. We're going to hear from Mr. Cary Burch. Mr. Burch is currently SVP and Chief Innovation Officer for Thomson Reuters and has held various C-level executive positions in his career. Hello, sir, and welcome to the call.
Hello, Dr. Barclay. I'm very honored to be on your series today. Thank you.
And thank you so much for being here. So, getting to the question at hand, managing a strategy is tough, and keeping laser focus on all initiatives currently serving the strategy is perhaps tougher. So what approach or what model have you found works to manage this confluence of factors and lets you get clear line of sight into all that's happening?
Well, I'm sure you've heard the old saying, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And this is, pretty much the case in the world today, where you can have a very good strategy in place, but when it comes to implementing the strategy and working with the organization, the culture and the variety of culture based upon where that culture resides within the global marketplace can have a material impact on how you manage your strategy. But the way Thomson Reuters manages our strategies, we have a collective cultural and strategic view of our assets. We have an Office of Innovation who works on managing the strategy and monitoring all the efforts that take place around the company. But on the other side, we have a cultural aspect which allows our employees to experiment and to try and how to do new things. So we give them the flexibility to be their entrepreneurs, but at the same standpoint, manage them appropriately.
Thank you. I can certainly see both the insightful and practical nature of that approach you've taken. And I appreciate your giving us this purview into how you see strategy. And I have but two follow-up questions, if I may. First, how do you assess whether the initiatives you have in play represent a good balance of risk and reward?
Well, risk and reward don't always come hand in hand. Risk is a very interesting subject when it comes to innovation and focus on strategy of innovation. Risk generally is avoided by many cultures, by many companies. And one of the things that we try at Thomson Reuters is to create an environment which we allow and enable our employees to take risks and to figure out how to work on new ideas, regardless of whether they're product, whether they're customer experience, or whether they're operational effectiveness and innovation opportunities. So the reward really is if our customers feel that they're getting a material benefit from our efforts, whether it's an improvement in customer service, a new product to market, and if we give them an opportunity to be more competitive in the markets that they serve. That is the material benefit to our customer, which is really what we need to measure. Everything else, if it's not customer focused in one way or another, becomes more of an internal ability to organize and operate more effectively, which always turns back to our customer.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you for an excellent litmus test. So I have one last question, if I may. How do you know whether your collection of planned actions is competitive enough to ensure that win in the future?
Well, Dr. Barclay, that is the million-dollar question. How do you know your collections of planned actions is really competitive and allows you to have a win for the future? And really, it's time. It takes time to really implement a good strategy, and it takes time for good ideas to come up and bubble up to the organization. And most importantly, it takes time to execute. And if you think about a number of companies that are out there today that have made material success, it's the ones that are really working away every single day, day in, day out, and over a period of years to refine their efforts and to be able to execute on their strategies. So you know you're a winner when your customers tell you you're a winner.
Well, thank you for the final measurement. And thank you again for being here, sir, and for being willing to help us think through how to best manage our strategic portfolios.
Well, Dr. Barclay, it's an honor to be on your show, and I look forward to being part of your future series.
Thanks. And everyone listening, please be sure to think on, discuss, and apply these levers where you can, and be sure to look for other installments of this series, Strategy Briefs. I'm Dr. Justin Barclay, and thank you for listening.